Welcome back to Thurman Viking, episode 14. This is about the HNIC. You know, for those out there who don't know what that means or oblivious to what goes on in the black community, that means the head nigga in charge. And, you know, no disrespect if anybody find that offensive, because it's not really me trying to be offensive, but that's really what's going on in the world. But we're going to break it down from our understanding of what we see, view, hear, and participate in. So, I'm going to give you the floor, ladies first.
Okay. Now, from what you explained to me is that black women want to separate their purpose within the Ice Cube's contract, right?
Correct.
Okay. It angers me because, first of all, black women have always said, and this is what I grew up on listening to, how messed up black men are. You know, how they don't look out for women and they get some money, they go to a white girl and all this shit. I get it. I honestly fucking get it. But I feel like you can't get mad at Ice Cube for doing something. He's doing something for all black people or black and Indian people. Because honestly, it's a lot of niggas running around here with Indian blood coursing through their veins.
I agree.
So, with that being said, we're going to just say the Indians is black people. Now, for a woman to say you didn't do nothing for black women, you're separating yourself from your whole.
Right, as black people.
As black people. That is not fucking fair, because this man, if you look at Ice Cube, that nigga tired. He tired. He don't look upkept. You know what I'm saying? This is a rich man. He don't have to do this shit.
Well, his biggest fight is us.
His biggest fight is us. Now, if you take that and you explain this to another black woman, she'll come with a counter. I'm tired too. But have you done anything for your people besides the motherfuckers that don't deserve you to do anything for them? You get what I'm saying? But he can be tired at your expense. You can't be tired at working with him. Black people always want to have another up on another black person. Whether it's man versus woman, old person versus old person, mother versus child, all that bullshit. It's just bullshit. You couldn't let him put his play in play before you knock it down.
But see, instead of them coming up with a alternative type of situation, they decided that they weren't going to do that. He had to do it. But that's what I'm saying. If you got a problem with what he doing, what's stopping you from doing the same thing? Nothing. If black women want to go on a plight and say, listen, we want this for black women, what's stopping them?
Them.
But instead of them saying, okay, well, we're going to counter offer with this, and we're going to propose this in a whole different contract that we come up with for us, they telling him he had to do it.
And if you really listen to it, we was looking at the video of him meeting with the queens of whatever the fuck it was, Fox TV.
Fake queens, yeah. Because ain't no queens in America, to be honest. I mean, I haven't read or heard about a real queen in America. And that's the thing, like, I'm so sick of people saying, oh, I'm a king and I'm a queen. How are you a king? You don't have a kingdom. You don't rule over anybody. And you standing on a block in the corner or a time clock. You work for somebody. Kings and queens don't work for nobody, and they have their own lane that they govern over. If you don't govern over anything, then that title cannot be held.
I feel like black people get so hung up on the symbolism of what blackness is that they don't. It just gets them nowhere. It's like, I have so many fucking options, but I'm gonna wind up not choosing. I'm gonna wind up not fucking choosing. So you just stagnant in anything you fucking do besides wrong. You can execute that shit.
But if you ask black people why you call yourself a queen, I don't know. That's just what we do. Why? They don't know. You ask a black man, well, why you call yourself a king? Oh, well, you know, we just don't want to say the word nigga. Okay, I get that. But you telling me a title that you don't have, that you never acquired, is sufficient to saying nigga.
I feel like the mental, let me see how I can say this. The mind frame of the person. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit right there, that's what get me. I can't kick it with nobody or be around somebody that's queen this, queen that, and then really fucked up after the queen situation, after the king and queen is spoken. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can't, like, that shit just, if you really know what a king and a queen is, first of all, it is coming from a mental standpoint of how you react, how you act, and how you receive any kind of consequence, good or bad. You get what I'm saying? But then you got niggas that's, you know what I'm saying, being niggas, and then be like, oh, I'm a king. Act like one.
But that's the whole perception of the titles of king and queen. Mm-hmm. So from my understanding of me talking to several different people about, you know, they say they hold this title. Mm-hmm. But how could you hold this title when, number one, you don't put yourself in the same situation as to the how you represent yourself, you know, the upbringing of your life, and how you treat people. You don't govern like a king, so why are you still hollering you a king? Or you don't govern like a queen, why are you still hollering I'm a queen?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not knocking anybody for saying it, but know why you saying it.
Yeah.
No, it kills me that people say, oh yeah, treat my lady like a queen, but you don't. But you don't. How do you treat your woman like a queen if she got any kind of idea, or she has a response to something that you said or done? You immediately be aggressive or negative to her because you don't want to be talked to. You don't want her opinion.
But is it that he don't want to talk to? I feel like with the black community, I was just talking to my sister about this because we was literally talking about a conversation when it came to parents. Is it that they don't want to talk to you, accept anything from just you, because they feel like you are their fucking downfall, like you stopping them from doing some shit in their life, or is it them?
I think some, and it's rare occasions, it's 50-50, you know, because from my perspective, you know, like I said, you call yourself this title, right? But you're not doing nothing that lines yourself up along with this title. And then you get mad because you hear a person like me do something like on podcast and say, well, I disagree with people calling themselves kings or queens. But what are you getting mad for? Because you can't show me any documentation or any proof that you are a queen or you are a king. Nobody can show this, and no black person in America can show this.
I honestly, I understand where you're coming from with it. I honestly don't give a fuck, because I feel like, man, people do whatever the fuck is popping at some point. You know what I'm saying? And then when it comes to reality of it, that's really not what it is. It's like a facade. Everything is this fantasy bullshit, and it's like that shit just whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then you got at some point people feel like how they feel in their own fucking right. You know what I'm saying? And is that a lie? You get what I'm saying?
No, it's not a lie. But my thing is, like I said, it all comes down to this. I can prove that you're not a king or a queen.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I'm going to ask you for the documentation. Because the queen and the king has documentation saying that they rule and govern over a land. You see what I'm saying? So we can just kill the noise with that. But see, our culture is like this. No matter how wrong this shit is, we're going to continue to do it, because in some part of the small part of us in our life, it makes us happy. So just because it makes us happy, we're going to continue to say this to each other.
Yeah.
But me personally, I'm not going to call nobody a king and nobody a queen, because I don't feel that way. Now, if it is a queen, like over in England, I would say I would address her or him as king or queen. But as far as black people in my everyday life, you're not going to get that gratitude from me, because that's not what you are.
Yeah.
You know, and it's no disrespect. So if you find it disrespectful, then that's your problem. And if you don't like it, then don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that simple. But we don't like to resonate with our own blackness. We like to try to put other titles on us from other people's heritage and religion and background. Because we don't even have our own fucking religion because that shit was taken. You see what I'm saying? And Christianity was forced upon us. So, after saying all of this, it's never going to be a point to where a person like Ice Cube is going to try to do something positive for all black people, and all black people say, okay, I get it. It's always going to be the naysay. And what's really like going on in America right now, it's a big push where the black woman has become the dominant, the HNIC.
Yes.
But you're going to be the HNIC of nothing if you don't have nothing or nobody. You see what I'm saying? A man, listen, this is not me being misogynistic or even stereotyping nothing, but a man don't want to be with a woman who thinks she a man. A man don't want to be with a woman who can't sit back when it's her time to be a woman and his time to be a man. So I'm gonna give you an example because I mean a lot of people might have went over a lot of people's head. So if we riding down the street, we have an accident, a dude hit us. I don't need you to jump out
and try to fight
this man. Because first of all, I'm gonna be like, hold up, what the fuck is you doing? Yeah. We got insurance. Why in the fuck would I be trying to fight this man for? I'm finna take pictures and call the insurance company and wait on the police to get here so I can file a report.
Yeah.
So I can get my car fixed. Yeah. I don't need my black woman to jump out the car and be like, nigga, we'll beat your ass, bitch ass, nigga, da 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 da. And then he punch her. Now, here I am in the middle of, I gotta react to this.
Yeah.
Now she has put me in a bad situation because it wasn't even necessary in the beginning.
Yeah.
But this is the typical black female that's on the rise in America today. You know, it's hard to find somebody like you that be like, listen, we need to go ahead and take these pictures and send it to Geico because we need to get this shit fixed.
Yeah.
You know, and it's that aggressiveness in a black woman that she don't understand to where, yeah, we admire that, but don't push that on us. You see what I'm saying? Be aggressive in your job, true. Be aggressive when you get into the money, or I don't even want to say the cliche shit that they always say. I'm not going to say that, but it's okay to be that aggressive in that situation. But you not going to get anywhere with a man being aggressive to a man.
Yeah.
That's just like women all the time talk about how aggressive men are towards them. Them niggas ain't getting nowhere. But see that.
But you expect to get somewhere.
Right. Women, black women especially expect to get somewhere when they using their aggressiveness.
Yes.
And they have. Now, don't get it twisted, because I'm not saying that they have not gotten anywhere. Black women right now is a power to be reckoned with. They are very powerful right now. And they don't even know who put them in that place of power was the white folks. But see, they don't even know that.
That's why I like list. That's why I like, even though, you know, sometimes I need my break from Akaya. You know, one day she did a video about, somebody had sent her a question and was like, Kaya, you know who you is, you know your truth, you know your power, you know what I'm saying? You walk into your divine goddessness, you know what I'm saying? And why wasn't you like this when you was making music? And she was like, what? No, she was like, I made a whole album about being black, being a goddess, speaking truth, you know what I'm saying? Loving my black men. She said, them motherfuckers didn't want me to put that shit out. She said, I couldn't.
And if she did, they wouldn't support it. That same
No.
girl who asked that, they wouldn't even support it.
Cause think about Erykah Badu. Oh, she crazy.
Exactly.
She got that witch pussy. You know what I'm saying? They say the worst shit about her, but know all the motherfucking lyrics to Bag Lady and shit.
Like
you know
Common, you know what I'm saying? Common put out a lot of, positivity in the black community music. Also, Big Crit done start doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the more they try to be positive, the less people want to hear them. Because in our community, we wasn't taught to listen to positive music. We always got to listen to the bang bang shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about it. We don't want to hear Common. We want to hear Lil Boosie. We don't want to hear Common. We got to hear the newest rapper that's out that's talking shit about another rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's getting to the point where how you even you can't even trust these rappers and these entertainers like T.I. Like, I ain't gonna go there, but he another one. You can't trust them.
I think what you saying, you can't even trust them. The thing is, that's true, but here we go with that fantasy bullshit again. Why the black community take people such to an absolute and hold them to that shit? You know what I'm saying? Because if push come to shove, a motherfucker gonna do what a motherfucker gotta do for them.
Exactly.
So if he gotta tell you, fuck bitches, get money, and shit like that, and then send his son, he trying to stop his son from motherfucking
doing the same thing that
bitches to get money. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, y'all know these motherfuckers got real lives. I remember you was arguing with Jayla about how old 2 Chainz really was.
Yeah, what she said, he was like 28.
Yeah, you like, no, this nigga was familiar to me when I was
a
young.
kid, right? This nigga was titty boy when I was a kid. Right. So how the fuck is he? How is he younger than me?
And you jamming to him. I know him.
Right.
Young whippersnapper.
This nigga a whole granddad out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think as a black community, we need to understand what reality is versus a fantasy. Them motherfuckers that be on them TVs it's to entertain us.
Yeah.
And so Titty Boy came out. He went in hiding for a while.
Right.
When he came back with Cocaine Cowboys, it was like, I know him. This the nigga I know, but now I don't know that nigga now.
Nah. I don't know. And that's the thing. It's not that whether we know them or not, we don't know they work.
Right.
Like they hold.
It's different.
Yeah. Everything that they rap about and how they rap it, everything changed like Lil Wayne. Oh my God. Like,
I almost cried.
I don't even know who that dude is. It seemed like they killed and cloned his ass.
It's like,
because that's not the same Lil Wayne that I would listen to.
It hurt.
Right.
The nigga that brought you the suffix.
Yeah, and the prefix. You know what I'm saying?
This is your kind. No, I don't know that man.
Right. But that's the thing about it. I understand evolving, evolution, and change. Yeah. I definitely understand that because I have evolved from what I was 10 years ago, 12 years ago, to what I am now. So I completely understand that. But I didn't get worse. I got better. But see, that's the black person myth. That's what happens in the black community. Like, people say they evolve, but they evolve for the worse, not the better. People say they change and they doing this, but it don't make them a better person.
I got something to say. I think even with that being said, I like to look at shit from all sides of the glasses. I think it's not necessarily that they didn't change, it's that they didn't change for you. You get what I'm saying? Because they know how to uphold themselves around certain people.
So they change for somebody.
Yeah, you don't, like me. If you, okay, before me you had an ex-girl, right?
Right.
So you weren't ready to settle down and shit when you was with her, because if that was the case, you wouldn't have been with me necessarily. Just on
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
So of course she wanted the same shit that what any woman wants: start a family, get married, da. But you wasn't ready for that for her.
Right.
But when we got together, you was ready for that for me. You get what I'm saying? So it's like you can't necessarily, like, I don't blame motherfuckers with how they deal with me. Because if I want them to change how I want them to change, that's me trying to make them change for me. But if they know they don't want to change, they ain't going to incorporate that shit when it comes to dealing with you. Now, for somebody else, hell yeah, because that's what they choose to do. You get what I'm saying? So, people, yeah, you'll walk into a motherfucker's like, oh, he enlightened. Then you get to talking to other motherfuckers like, yeah, he don't really change this. Like, wait a minute, but when I walk towards that motherfucker, he the same motherfucker he was back then. You know what I'm saying? But they not gonna change for you necessarily. It's for who they choose for the change to be directed towards.
Right. But the whole thing about all that is, if you want to change, you need to be changing for yourself.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, because it don't matter how much you change for a person, that's not going to make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I look at it. You know, I told you, you know, when I decided I was going to transition to my change as a person, that it wasn't no disrespect, but I didn't care how you felt about it, because this is something I needed to do for me.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't get offended by it. You actually was understanding and respectful of me starting a new beginning of who I am and what I'm trying to do in my life. You know, but that's the problem with black people, because they don't want to hear that.
No.
They don't want to hear that you need a little space or a little time to yourself to get you mentally better, or even sometimes physically. You know, depending on what happened to you, it don't matter what it is. They don't want to give you that time and that space. Mm-hmm. They're like, well, I don't see why you should do that.
Yes, and that, to me, that's the most selfish thing a person can do, is to, how I look at it, you know, I got a imagination out of this world. How I look at it is, if somebody come at you and they like, listen, this is where I want to be, and I see me doing this getting me there. Due to the fact that they came to you, they let you know that they hold you close in mind. That mind is a motherfucker. People don't consider other people's minds. They don't give a fuck as long as they getting what they want. So if somebody come to me and is like, well, this is how I feel, such as me and your situation. This is where I feel at home at. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Just support me, right?
Right.
But I would have been a selfish motherfucker to hold your wings so you couldn't fly. And what I told you, even if we don't wind up together in the future, I appreciate you coming to me with this, because you came to a realization this is what you needed. I could have been at that realization years ago, but it wasn't for me to come to that realization about you.
Exactly.
So you have in our community so many people that is okay with holding people wings so they won't fucking fly. But do you know you killing this person? You putting them in a cage. But you don't care.
You keeping them down. You keeping them up under you.
Yes.
But see, that's the most common thing in the black community when it comes to friends and family.
Yeah.
You know, they love to keep the negativity in your mind to keep you down so they can be happy with you being mad.
Yeah, hell yeah. And upset. And the reason why we have so many angry black men and so many angry black women is because, number one, we can't let shit go, including people. If you let people go with where they want to be, it's okay for you, because we won't even identify. Like I just told my sister, we are not okay with sitting in our own mind to the point where we won't even identify with ourselves. We don't know who the fuck to identify, because I've seen plenty of women get with different types of men and adopt that identity from him. But when y'all break up, you don't know who the fuck you is. You cut your hair off. You act erratic because you're by yourself. But you need to be by yourself. You need to be by yourself to understand, why do I feel this way? Why couldn't I be happy? India Arie had a song, and it was like, even if we don't last, all I can be thankful for is the time that we had. That's some powerful shit. But you got so many people that's so fucking destructive and so stingy and selfish to the point where they'll kill a motherfucker.
Right, if I can't have you, nobody can. I'm gonna sink the ship. I'm gonna crab in the bucket situation.
Yeah.
All that shit.
Yeah.
And it's really, really heavy in the black community. And you like, but you don't have to be that way. You know, me growing up, I never been that way. But I have put myself in a position where I have done that to people and not knowingly done it. Because this is what I was trained to do.
But then you came to a realization like, damn, I was fucked up. Black people don't want to know that they fucked up, even though they know they fucked up.
Because I'm going to tell you like this, I can't listen to these rappers and say, well, they promote negativity in my community and turn around and rap about the same shit.
Man, what?
How am I right for that? Because I'm not a famous person. I haven't, hit the level that they hit yet. So it's okay. And that's how we view shit.
We rationalize.
That's our rationalization when it comes to, being different from somebody and in a disagreement with somebody. My thing is this: if I disagree with you, then I'm going to let you know why I disagree with you. I'm not going to disagree with you because you got more money than me or because you're famous than me, because that's the two common things that people disagree with people for. It's not because they disagree with what they said or done. It's because the fame, the notoriety, the money, and all of that. If you take that away, they're a normal person. Would you disagree then? No, they would not. They would not be on their page. They would not be saying what they be saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's like, how you think that you a righteous person when all you doing is spewing hate, but then you turn around and try to counteract that with some bullshit. Just like, like I said, I was on Twitter earlier and this girl was talking bad about Ice Cube and that he didn't want to include the black women, and he was like, I'm including all black people. It ain't men, women, it's all. But see, they didn't hear that. They didn't hear that at all. You know what I'm saying? So she turned around and kept disrespecting everything that he represents.
Yep.
And I don't get it, because you yourself, this girl, which she's unnamed because she's a nobody, like me. I'm a nobody. I don't consider myself a public figure or a famous person. I'm just somebody who out here speaking on the podcast.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And no matter how or what level I hit with it, I still feel the same way. I don't look for notoriety from famous people or none of that. I share my link and that's it. But she sat there after disrespecting him in the name of black women. Because this is her cause. This is what she's saying. And then after he redacted the contract and changed it for specifically black women, I didn't hear an apology. Guess what she's still doing?
What?
Still disrespecting
Because she
him.
wanted to...
No. Listen to what I'm saying. If your beef is because he left out black women, which I didn't know that black women are separate from black men, black children, or black anybody else. Yeah. I didn't know it was the separation. Yeah. But apparently it is in America. So as the black woman, the HNIC of all black women, which we don't know who that is because nobody has came forward and said this. Yeah. But this one chick, like I said, after he, redacted the contract and added a section for black women specifically, why would you continue to be negative about him? Because he actually did what a lot of black women asked him to do. Yeah. But you don't have that. But see, that's the problem in America, to where they have overcompensated black women in situations. So now black women feel like, okay, now we run this shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, now that y'all run this shit, when you wrong, say you wrong. But see, that's the situation in the black community, that when a black woman wrong, she's gonna continue to, advocate that she's right, even though she's wrong. Yeah. She's not gonna say, well, I was wrong. She's not gonna... Think about this. Any of them women on that panel is not gonna give Ice Cube a public apology. even after he did what he did for them and many other black women who feel like them.
And here's the kicker. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I want to say this before I forget. When Vivica Fox said, you know, there's not a section there for black women, and he said, hey, write it up and get it to me. He said it's a place on the website where you can bring in your ideas.
Yes, it is, and it is.
But how fucked up is it that you won't take your time out to get what you want?
Because the notoriety of black women has been given to them by the Caucasoids. So they feel like any other notoriety should be given to them instead of them earning it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's call a spade a spade. 90% of black women right now that's in power or that have fame didn't get there on their own. I mean, prove it.
What percent you say?
90%.
Okay.
I'm saying 90%. Okay. I feel, listen, I haven't done the numbers. I'm not going to say I have, but 90% of the black women that I have seen that was famous or in power has not worked to get to where they are today. And most of them step on the necks of black people to get to where they are.
You ain't telling no lie. You definitely ain't telling no lie, you know, because they... And this shit go, that's how come I always recommend the book of anybody that do not understand how they have taught us how to literally divide and conquer. You hear that shit and you hear it, but you really don't, black people really don't necessarily know how to read. You know what I'm saying? I made it a habit.
It's not the reading, it's the understanding.
But see, you read it first and then you go back to understand. You get what I'm saying? That's why I read a book 2 and maybe 4 times, just to get that understanding, because there's so much stuff that you miss after you read these words off this paper. You just read the words. Now go back and understand that shit. Even with, they knew how to separate a humankind. We gonna free these niggas. We gonna free them. But what we gonna do is keep them separate to the point where if one gets something, the other one would destroy the other one, so don't nobody get shit. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, y'all motherfuckers don't see this shit. They put it in books. It's a book. You know what I'm saying?
The artisan soup. Shit like that.
Yeah, and motherfucker, it's called the Willie Lynch letter, the making of the slaves. I read that shit and I got halfway done and had to stop because it hurt me. Because it's like, damn, I see this every day. And I wanted to go outside and be like, y'all, everybody fucking stop moving. Everybody don't make a motherfucking move. You know what I'm saying? Look at this shit. But it's there. And they tell you, if you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book.
That is a true myth. It been debunked and it been proven that is true.
Yeah.
Because, you know what's so funny? Like I told you, I can share our link. Nobody shares it. I can share something from a gossip site. I get 100 or 1,000 shares of it. And they like, oh yeah. Did you see this? Did you see what T.I. said to Busta Rhymes? Did you see what Busta Rhymes said to T.I.? But then when you when you share something like, okay, this right here help the black community if we understand the method of what was said.
Yeah.
Get not 0 shares. Not 0 shares, that's what he get.
No. The best thing I try to do is relate to people. I'm a real understanding person. Even when something is hurtful, I can understand where the hurtfulness come from. You know what I'm saying? I also understand the importance of ingesting a book. I don't just read a book. I motherfucking consume it, because words really resonate with you. It stay on your mind. It stick on your mind, and it make you, especially when it's some kind of book, like some kind of health book or self-help book, because our parents don't teach us to self-fucking help ourselves. Earlier I said,
because they don't know how.
They don't know how. They would never talk. And earlier I said when I got ready to go up and fold the clothes, I was like, damn, I gotta go fold these. No, I said I hate folding clothes. I said, no, I don't. I love folding clothes. You know what I'm saying? Just that quick. I was so quick to go up there and fold these clothes with hate. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, what if you ain't have no motherfucking clothes? I been there. I don't want to do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? We don't do that shit with people. Mm-hmm. Because when we see somebody we don't like, and you honestly ain't got no fucking reason not to like a motherfucker unless y'all had a run in. But you know everything about this. You done studied, you done all this bullshit, and you could have did something the fuck else besides focus on not liking a motherfucker and doing everything to know about the motherfucker you don't like. And you could have been doing something for yourself.
But how you gonna, this the thing, how you gonna change the way that you are? Like you said, focus on something else. How you gonna do that when you wasn't taught that and you're not willing to learn a different method?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's so, man, it's so bad in the black community that if I don't like a person or we disagreed or had a problem with each other, one of us gotta die. It's just like that. And people think that that's okay. It's not okay. Like, you don't have to kill a motherfucker not to fuck with him.
You can just not fuck with him and you will be fine.
Exactly.
You will be okay.
But you don't have that understanding. You know what I'm saying? Just because you don't roll with the punches, you gotta die.
Yeah.
And you're like, hold on, bro, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to be forced to do something I don't want to do.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta die. And you're like, well, what the hell?
Yeah.
Now it's killed to be killed.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't even be that way.
Yep. But see, they that same shit, like it go. That's where you, if you really want to home in on the black woman thing, they made it to where women are jealous of men, and men are jealous of women. But why are you jealous of each other? You jealous because he a man and you a woman? No, it don't even have to be like that. It does not have to be like that. You can accept your role. But see, the thing is, I think a lot of black women be so angry that they chose the wrong man. You notice I used the word chose. They chose the wrong man due to these bullshit ass movies they watched when they grew up. Beauty and the Beast. Everybody want a beast until the beast motherfucking bite you. You know what I'm saying? You have motherfucking
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog or Aladdin and shit. You have these fucked up ass standards when that shit is not reality.
Yeah, that ain't even our culture. Aladdin ain't even our culture.
No. But just as well as you set out to find this prince.
Right.
Are you a princess?
According to them, they queens. I'm just saying.
I love seeing women like Tamika Mallory.
Yeah, I love her. I love her. Yeah.
She is a beast within her whole right. Like, I remember you was watching her and you was like, man, all I just feel is just Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? And she know where the fuck she going. She know where the fuck she come from.
She ain't out here in these streets acting hood, trying to fight motherfuckers and shit. And see, that's what I'm saying though. It's like you try to teach black women that this is not really what you should be doing. But then you have these celebrities that they follow and they like, that ain't what she said. And you like, but you don't equate to what she equate to.
But do you know, like, it's like, that ain't what she said, but do you know, what's her name, Shahrazad Ali? You know her? Because she can teach you some shit for real.
I love her. She is a real, inspiration. Even though she a black woman. And see, that's what a lot of people don't understand. Just because she's a black woman don't mean that she can't give out positive and inspirational speeches to the black people.
I want to say this. When you have a black woman like Shahrazad Ali, Nina Simone, Tamika Mallory, Yandy. I fucking love Yandy.
I love Yandy.
Even Portia from
Real Housewives.
Yeah, she been kicking it with Yandy a lot, and she
picking up on it. Yeah,
up, goddamn it, she really picking up just compared to where she was and where she at now. When you have women like that, we smother them. We smother them because what they talking about is not validated unless it's affecting us right now personally.
You're right.
Yeah, you want to hear Tamika Mallory voice if she fighting for your brother or your sister that's done got shot by the police. But if she telling you, sharpen your fucking minds, because that's one thing that woman always talk about. Read fucking books. Get your shit together. Why are you waiting on them? They ain't never came to fucking help you. They not gonna help you tomorrow, and they not gonna help you the day after that. Help your motherfucking self.
That's true and untrue at the same time.
Okay.
Because in the tragedy, no, they have not been there to help. But when it comes to the black community, the government always been the black woman's baby daddy.
Oh, yeah.
It always have been. And that's what a lot of black women don't understand. They mind fuck you and they trick you into, being negative against your baby father, and kicking him out the home. Now they run your home, they run your house. So all of these black queens and black women that say they in charge, if you got government assistance or you living in government homes, HUD, projects, any kind of poverty that government reside over, because that's their kingdom. You live in their kingdom, they run you. You don't run shit. But see, they don't see that shit. They see, I get this check and I get these stamps and I'm good. Fuck my baby daddy. And then turn around and have multiple baby daddies. And don't be with none of them.
It's like, fuck them all.
Because the government, they baby daddy. They're like, shit, I don't need you. I got these checks. You show that you got your baby daddy. You got the government. Yes, that's your baby daddy.
Yeah.
Babydaddy.gov.
Yeah.
So it's easy for a lot of these black women to holler this old, what about the black women in the contract shit? Because they gonna resonate with Lisa Ray and them, even they ain't on that level. But the government, they baby daddy, so they ain't dealing with no niggas.
No.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they looking at it. She right. No, she wrong.
But can you... This is one thing, like, I hate talking to somebody that I can't tell. You've been lied to, baby.
Right.
You've been lied to. But even if you tell them you've been lied to,
they don't want to believe
like
you.
You doing something horrible.
They get mad.
Them.
They get mad.
It's like you doing something horrible to them. I told my sister today, I was like, the thing is, they have warped our minds so much where the timeline is more important than how they done us. The fucking time, fuck the timeline. The point that y'all have treated black people for motherfucking centuries, decades, like shit, because of who the fuck we are. Y'all took the real kings and queens of Egypt and our fucking, you know what I'm saying, who we are descendants of, and y'all changed the skin tone of them.
You right about that.
To the point where I can't watch the History Channel and look at my motherfucking self.
That's just like they said they uncovered a mummy that was 1,000 years old, I think.
Yeah.
And it was a white man. I'm like, man, y'all motherfuckers lying. Y'all motherfuckers is lying and shit. Then they showed the mummy. I'm like, that body haven't even been in the ground for 1,000 years, let alone a couple of years. That body looked like he just got buried a month ago.
Yeah.
I was like, man, these motherfuckers here crazy. But see, they'll say that you crazy because you don't want to believe what you see. But it have been plenty of archaeologists, scientists that have said on these dig sites,
what you see,
what you see is not what they found. They changed it. But see, when you get to speaking that, they be like, well, I don't believe that. But you believe what they showed you.
Yeah.
But see, that's like you had a conversation with your sister. Like I had one with my mama about Joe Biden. Joe Biden has said nigger, has said the hanging of niggers. They been playing the tape on the Trump thing on
really?
Yeah, of all him saying all the fucked up shit he always said about black folks. They let him. They showed the video of him ushering in the crime bill, and his take on it and how he feel about how all of these black people will become super predators. But
Super
black people
predators.
want to tell me about Biden, and I'm fucked up because I support Trump. And I keep saying, it's not that I support Trump, because Trump ain't no better than Biden.
But you need to know both sides.
But know both sides of the table. But see, that's just like Ice Cube had the interview with Ebro and them. They didn't say nothing bad about Biden. They kept on saying everything about Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, how long are we going to keep talking about Donald Trump and not acknowledge the fact that Joe Biden just as racist as Trump?
It's Trump.
Why and why is it fucked up for me to tell the truth? Because when I tell the truth, then guess what they say?
Yeah.
You support Trump. You must be a Trump voter. What the fuck do you mean? I'm telling you, don't vote for neither one of them, because ain't never one of them give a fuck about black folks.
Yeah.
They never have and they never will. Until we have somebody in there to actually represent black people and say that they do, then I'm not going to vote for nobody.
Yeah.
But people get mad when I say that and start throwing that Trump voter shit around. No, you don't want to accept the fact that what I'm saying is true. And it been documented and it been shown recently of all the racist and hateful shit that Joe Biden has said over the years
Yeah.
in his career. 47 years, this man always been a fucking racist.
Yeah. I think I really I mean I try not to tell you what to talk about and what not to talk about, because I do know that you're passionate about black people knowing who they are and knowing who represent black people, and I do see when you dive straight into the knowledge and shit. And I know it pisses you off, especially if it's a loved one. You like, nah, motherfucker, I'm trying to teach you right. You know what I'm saying? They like, nah, I wanna go wrong. You know what I'm saying? You like, nah,
I want to be like everybody else.
I wanna be like,
Because that's the answer I got.
Exactly.
That's exactly the answer I got. Well, I'm just voting for Biden because everybody else voting for Biden. And if it's going to change, I want to be part of that change. How you going to be part of a change when he not willing to change?
Exactly. I think black people love holding on to that poison of hope, and it's the thing is, it's just fucked up. And it's like, do you realize? Well, of course I shouldn't even have to ask this question when the evidence is right here in the pudding, and not that the pudding in front of you eating that shit. You're eating it, and you say it is good, but I don't necessarily think it is. You know what I'm saying? You have to, sometimes, like yesterday you said something to me about it, and I was like, well, you could have just not, indulged in the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because sometimes it's just not worth it.
But what's the commonly known thing that black people say? Didn't nobody tell me. That's the most commonly thing, a statement that black people make when it comes to information.
Yeah.
Didn't nobody say nothing to me. Didn't nobody tell me. I didn't know.
Shit.
So I'm not gonna leave my people not knowing. You gonna know, because I'm gonna spit this in your ear until you just be like, okay, I heard you. Once you give me the acknowledgement that you heard me, then that's it. I'm not gonna keep having the same conversation with you.
Yeah.
If you choose to be ignorant, because that's what it is, we taught to be ignorant. It's so much ignorance going on in the black community. We don't even know what the definition of it is and know how to spell it or none of this.
Yeah.
We don't even see it. It's non-existent in our mind. But it's everywhere in the black community.
Yeah.
So, in order for me to not let my family members be ignorant on the fact of what they not understanding about politics, because it's deeper than what you know. Here's an example. Everybody saying what Trump didn't do. Like I keep telling them, did you know that Trump don't come up with these bills and laws and vote them in? That's not even his job.
You know what? I don't even go there anymore. You know why? Because when Obama was in office, all you heard was, well, he need time. It was messed up. It was messed up before he got in there. He need time. Give him more time. What we doing now? Fuck we doing now?
Obamacare still ain't working right. Never did from the jump.
You know what? I think it worked exactly how it was supposed to. It didn't work right according to the black people that depended on it, that needed it. You get what I'm saying? That's how I feel. These people know when they get ready to do bills and shit, when they actually put it down on paper that the public can see, they already did studies on this shit. You can't, that's the thing, we underestimate the other side.
That's true.
So with that underestimation, you don't know what the fuck a motherfucker actually thinking about doing.
You don't know until they pass the motherfucking bill.
Motherfucking pass.
Like they passed the HIPAA law. They redacted the HIPAA law. Mm-hmm. It is no longer illegal for them to share your medical information.
Exactly.
But when you tell black people this, they don't even know what the HIPAA law was.
What they say?
I don't believe that.
They can't do that.
They can't do that.
Who is they?
They already did it and they used the Trace Act to do it. But see, you can't relay this information, which they can go online and search and find out that this is true at any time. They refuse to. They just don't want to believe.
Well, I think
ignorant.
I think what black people mistake is that some stuff sounds so out of this world that it's unbelievable. So in their mind, they don't believe shit that just sounds so crazy. But let some shit be on the news where a motherfucker done ate his grandmammy and the dog, and they be like, it was a white person, wasn't it? You know what I'm saying? I believe that it was a white person, wasn't it? But a white person didn't create the crime bill.
Okay, well, I'm going to end it like this. Because this was all about the beginning about the HNIC, the black woman.
Totally got it.
The black woman being, you know, the leadership of black America, which is not necessarily what it is. That's just what the Caucasoids have aligned them up to do. And they got to understand that you got to be willing to be what you say you are. My thing is, so many black women say that they are strong black women, but are you strong enough to admit you're wrong? Are you strong enough to give a man a public apology when you knew you was wrong? Or if you strong enough to take up for all black people or the embetterment of black people and quit bringing other people in like the LGBT community, because that's a choice. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's not a race. We talking about a race here. And then, you know, here we go with, like, same shit happened with the Black Lives Matter movement. They took over that shit.
Yeah.
Now here they go trying to take over this shit.
Yeah.
And it's the black women that like, you ain't saying nothing about them. Okay, that's a preference. We talking about a race as black people. Why is that even on the table? So my thing is, black women need to know when it's time to be a strong black woman, or when it's time to let a black man step up and be a black man. They need to know when it's time to be a mother instead of being this figurehead of a black woman. Because there's so many black women out here that say that they're a strong black woman and don't even take care of their kids.
Ooh.
Don't even got their kids. Got multiple different baby daddies. So my thing is this. Black women need to understand you're not separate from black America.
No.
Because guess what? Even though you got that one up, because you work for a company that killed two birds with one stone, because not only are you a woman, you're a black woman, so they cut them two things off.
Yeah.
That behind closed doors, they still talk about you. And they still gonna treat you just like a black person. Not necessarily as a black woman. That's how I'm gonna wrap it up. You know, and I love black women, obviously. I'm married to a black woman. So for all the women out there that feel like, oh well, he just attacking the black women and da 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 da, like it always is. That's not even true. So I'm gonna end on that note and let you have a closing argument.
My main focus is I want black women to shy away from that strong black woman title, because when you tell somebody what you can handle, you don't tell a motherfucker how much you got in the bank. You know what I'm saying? When you tell somebody you a strong black woman, you telling them you can do some shit before I break. But then that gives them a time frame of doing shit before you break. You know what I'm saying? Let me fuck your world up and then I skedaddle. And black women need to get away from that. That's like motherfucking telling the person how much money you got and your password. Then as soon as they turn their head, you gonna take advantage of them. I'm take your money out the goddamn ATM. You know. So that's my conclusion.
All right, and that concludes another episode of Thermal Vikings. Go check us out on Facebook, Thermal Vikings on Facebook, Thermal Herbal on Facebook. You know, we got merch, so you can check our merchandise out and our herbal supplements and things of that nature. And that's it. We'll catch you on the next one.